So I'm in a friend's kitchen who's kind enough to let me stay at his house until tomorrow. Which case, you should be seeing me back in my ranch if everything goes to plan. I just don't want to show a really like identifiable part of his house, just respecting his privacy. Um, and no, he's not a journalist or anything like that, but definitely a good friend and has a lot of inside knowledge, I guess what you could say, in the area I'm at. And I don't like to go into places where I'm unguided. Like I like to have local on the ground knowledge if I haven't been there myself several times in the past personally, right? Now, what we're gonna speak on is definitely, I guess you could say, a fall from grace to a certain extent. Jennifer Young, she's 33 years old. She's ex Miss England beauty queen. And there's a lot of crazy things about this case that stand out that make it weird. Normally, here in Mexico, we see cases of people having product and leaving Mexico, right, with the product to their, European country or America. But that is not the case. That's not what happened here. To the contrary, she was actually introducing substances to Mexico, which is very uncommon. I only know one other person who's been caught doing something like that, and that's my good friend Sean Atwood. He wasn't personally caught, right? One of the smugglers was caught bringing e-tablets from Amsterdam or something, if I can remember correctly. Anyways, point being, that's only the time I've ever even heard of someone bringing something into Mexico. Usually you can find anything you want here, right? And in cheaper quantity and in greater quantity than anywhere else. But in this case, what she was bringing in is something more of like a specialty market. You see, she was bringing in something to satisfy a lot of the club scene, the party scene, especially with the foreigners in Cancun, right? La Maya Rivera. And what she was bringing in that she can't really find here, I guess that local groups don't produce or are really not too hip on producing. I'm not sure what's going on there because I really don't know about this personally as far as ketamine goes. I have no idea about it. I'm not an expert in it, nor can honestly say I've even tried it, nor have I even seen it, to be honest. Just where I live and where I've lived before, it's not something you really see. I know it's a horse tranquilizer, if I remember correctly. Um, but it obviously has some type of effect that people like that has to do with partying. If not, it would be such a big party drug. And her bringing 13 actual kilos into the country isn't a small amount either. In fact, it's enough for. Let the tortilla truck pass by, guys. My bad. The tortilla truck has to pass by. Southern Mexico is great. Now, with her bringing 13 kilos in, she's looking at something from the people I was speaking to around 20 years, which obviously isn't a light sentence at all in itself in Mexican prison. If you can imagine going from Miss England to 20 years in Mexican federal prison for the importation of 13 blocks is no joke. And obviously she was part of some type of syndicate or some type of group, organization, whatever you want to call it, that's actually in charge of that. I don't think she was solely in charge of importing it, selling it, and doing everything herself. I think she was probably in need of money, and someone took advantage of her beauty, knowing that she'd have an easier time getting through checkpoints like that, especially considering her past, the beauty pageant star, whatever you want to call it, and probably offered her something like $5,000-$10,000. A lot of times people are surprised how little people are offered to risk everything and put their life on the line and cross lines like this. And well, they get a free vacation out of it too, I guess, right? But that's not really much to look at when you're talking about decades in prison. So not quite a fair trade-off. But either way, we'll see what the future holds for this person. They've got a long road ahead of them, I can tell you that. Their journey is just beginning. So smash on that like button, leave a comment down below. I appreciate your time, your patience, and your interest in the subject, my friends. Adios.